Welcome to Fridays for Fundraising. In the next 5 minutes, you're going to learn one step you can take before you leave the office today that can move fundraising forward for your small nonprofit. Hi, I'm Kelly, founder of From Scratch Fundraising, where we help nonprofit leaders raise more dough without burning anything. Every Friday, I'm here to serve up one bite-sized fundraising assignment that you can tackle in about an hour. Think of it as your weekly recipe for fundraising success. No overwhelm, just actionable steps that actually move the needle. This month, we're starting to work on our year-end campaigns. Last week, I asked you to plan out your campaign. This week, let's start drafting content. Here are a few things I want you to think about as you draft your content. 1, who is your target audience? We talked about this last week. When you're talking to everyone, it resonates with no one. So we want to write our content with our ideal donor in mind. 2nd, we want to think about where and how we are reaching this target audience. You write a social media post in a very different way than you write a direct mail letter. That distinction really matters. I've seen nonprofits try to fit full stories into social media posts, and that's not going to work. Short form works better to stop the scroll. By contrast, in direct mail, we see that 2 to 4 page long letters test best. So long form storytelling works very well if you're reaching your donors via direct mail. So we have to think first about who our target audience is. And second, we have to start thinking about how we are reaching them. What is the format in which we are reaching them? 3, I want you to think about what's the ask. You need to build the copy around the ask. If you're asking for a certain amount of money, tell the donor what that amount will do. If you're asking for a recurring gift, the copy needs to make the case for why sustained long-term giving is important. If you're assuming this will reach new donors, make it an introduction to your organization. If it's for a donor segment that has been giving for a long time, assume they know the basics. Show them their long-term giving is what's important. You have to build what you're saying around the ask you are making. All right, so last week you made your plan. This week, spend your hour drafting out some content. This is baseline content. You don't need to write everything for your campaign this week. Just write one piece. If I'm including direct mail, that's usually the base content that I draft. If my campaign is primarily an email campaign, I'll draft the launch email for that, for example, as my baseline content. I like to start with one piece before I build out an entire campaign's worth of content because I can run that one piece by anyone who needs to opine on the campaign or whose feedback I would value before there are 20 things that I need to go back and edit if I get feedback that radically changes anything. So start today by drafting that very first baseline piece of content. Next week, we'll talk about segmenting and other ways of targeting and building really effective messaging. Later on, we'll talk best practice in writing your actual appeals. As you're writing, note where you will want to have placeholders for statistics or stories that you need to gather later. Doing that now means you have the time to find great impact metrics or inspiring stories with plenty of time to still finish your campaign. This baseline piece of content will help you zero in on what kinds of stories you want to tell or what impact metrics will be the most meaningful in the larger context of your campaign. This week, what I want you to do is draft that base content for your campaign. Remember, this should take you about an hour, not a whole day. We're going for progress, not perfection. Do you want the templates and tools to make this even easier? Head over to FromScratchFundraising.com/year-end to grab this month's free resource. It's a year-end campaign planner and tracker. I've already done the heavy lifting. You just need to customize it for your organization. Today's assignment will be a million times easier for you if you hop over there and grab the template to get you started. If you are loving these weekly assignments and want the complete recipe for fundraising success, consider joining our Sustain and Thrive program. It is a 12-month program that takes you from setting up your fundraising foundation all the way through donor stewardship, board engagement with fundraising, and expansion strategies. We break down the monumental task of building a fundraising program into manageable, bite-sized assignments, just like this podcast, but with coaching support, a community of peers to cheer you on and also give you feedback, and unlimited access to all of our templates and training. The best part is that pricing starts at just $25 a month for organizations with budgets under $100,000. It's just $75 per month for organizations under $500,000 in annual budget. Because getting fundraising support shouldn't leave you feeling like a burnt crust. Join us in Sustain and Thrive, where we're putting the fun back into fundraising. Go to fromscratchfundraising.com/apply to join today. So a quick reminder, if you haven't already, you're going to go over to fromscratchfundraising.com/year-end. You're going to grab the year-end campaign planner. You're going to figure out your target audience, where you'll be reaching them, and what you're asking of them. Last week, you should have also put some thought into when you're communicating and how. This week, start thinking about and drafting the content based on the channels you selected. We're just writing that 1 or 2 pieces of baseline content to get feedback on. Remember, fundraising success isn't guesswork. It's following the recipe. See you next week, and we'll talk about segmenting your list for really great results.
Now go make the world a better place.